what is intimacy?
When, as an adolescent and a teenager, the primary focus that you learn about sex is from pornography. It's about the behavior, it's about the visuals, it's about the intensity, it's about all of those kind of things. And oftentimes, people who are sex addicts have underneath their core a trauma of some piece, whether that's overt abusive trauma or whether that's like more of a covert relational, I just never felt comfortable in my own skin kind of trauma.
Right.
And sex is one of those behaviors, like food, like drugs, like gambling, that sort of takes the edge off and says, oh, it feels a little bit more comfortable.
Mhm.
And so there's two things that happen there. One, you get hyper focused on the intensity of the behavior because that's what you're exposed to with pornography.
Mm.
And then two, when you have that wounding at your core that doesn't feel quite comfortable, you end up using sexual behaviors or other addictive behaviors as a way to sort of patch that over.
Mm.
One of the things that, in my opinion, healthy sexuality has to start with, it has to start with my own intimate relationship with myself. If I'm not comfortable in my own skin, if my trauma has gotten in the way and I've been using something else to numb that out and not feel it, I'm not leaning in to intimacy with myself. I'm
Mm.
leaning into intensity to avoid the fact that I don't have intimacy with myself.
Wow.
And so if I don't have intimacy with myself, I really can't give that to somebody else. And so rather than being solid in my own skin, connected to my own intimacy, connected to my own sense of sexuality, and then leaning in and being able to share that without strings with another person. And when I say without strings, meaning I'm not using them and our sexual time together to make me feel better.
Right.
I'm already in my own space of feeling enough and connected with my own sexuality, and I can lean in, and they can share that moment with me, and I don't need to use them to feel okay.
Wow.
And when they're solid and I'm solid, and we share this amazing sexual experience, whether it is, you know, a more standard, uh, in the bedroom kind of sexual experience, or whether it's something that's got more eroticism to it, it doesn't really matter to me. If you're
Mm.
starting with two people who are connected and intimate with themselves and are coming from their own place of their own sexuality, that's an intimate experience.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
it's not about it needs to be more intense. It's not about it has to be the bigger orgasm or we have to orgasm together or all those things are nice and lovely and we can aim for those, but they're not the be all end all.
Yep.
They're they're the after effects from being connected and intimate and present. And that has to start with ourselves, which is why when we're doing work with addicts, we want to get them sober and stable and solid, but eventually we usually have to go in and do the trauma work to get all that stuff out of the way so
Mhm.
that they can develop and heal their relationship with themselves so that they can show up in relationship, whether that's a married relationship, a dating relationship, an intimate relationship, or a sexual relationship, where they
Right.
can show up truly as their whole connected self to share that moment of intimacy with the other person.